In a forgotten village, scorched by drought, the moon disappeared without warning. No crescent, no glow, only silence, and the cry of a lone hyena digging in the dark. The elders blamed the sky. The children whispered of curses. But one boy followed the sound, and what he found was not just a hole in the earth, but a wound in the memories of his people. This is the story of how a village buried the moon and the hyena who came to dig it up. My name is Danjuma, son of Malam, Yarrow, and what I'm about to tell you happened when I was just 13 years old, during the longest dry season our village had ever known. This was in Garenwaya, a dusty settlement cradled between two long hills and a patch of baobab trees that hadn't borne fruit in 2 years. That year, something shifted in the wind. Our elders, those with gray in their beards and deep lines under their eyes, started holding private meetings beneath the tamarind tree. The sun had grown angrier, harsher. Goats were dying. Even the wells began to cough up more mud than water. But what really set our bones trembling was the moon. It vanished, not for a night or two, no. For weeks the sky was pitch black after sunset. No sliver, no crescent, not even a dull shadow. Some said it was an eclipse. Others said it was a punishment. But it wasn't until we heard the hyena that the story began to open its eyes. He didn't laugh like the others. He howled, low and slow, like someone mourning a loved one. Every night, from the edge of the hills, his cry came like clockwork, always from the same spot. People started calling him Caro, which means the one who returns. Now let me tell you something about hyenas. In our culture, they are not just animals. They are messengers, and sometimes keepers of secrets the spirits want buried. And when a hyena cries at the same place, night after night, someone is digging, not with claws, but with memory. One evening I followed the sound. I shouldn't have, but I was young, stubborn, and my mother had fallen sick from heat boils that wouldn't dry. I thought maybe, just maybe, if I found the reason for this cursed darkness, we might get rain again. I climbed the hill alone, barefoot, with a gourd of water and a slingshot, and there, under the empty sky, I found it. A wide, circular pit, deep as a grave, dug right into the hillside. The hyena was there, pacing around it, stopping now and then to sniff the wind. And then he looked up and spoke. I swear on my father's grave, he spoke. "You came to see where the moon sleeps?" he asked, with a voice like dry millet scraping a calabash. I was frozen. I didn't run. I didn't blink. He continued. "Once, this village gave thanks when the moon rose. They poured milk on the stones. They sang. They told stories. But now, they sleep with their backs to the sky." I didn't understand everything, but I remembered stories my grandfather used to tell, that in the days before markets and politics, the moon was a living spirit, one who visited the world to listen, to watch, to shine light where the sun would not, and if neglected, it could be buried, spiritually, not just in the earth. "Did you dig the hole?" I asked him. "I only opened what the people closed," he said. He circled the pit one last time and vanished into the darkness. No running, no sound, just gone. The next morning, I told the elders what I had seen. Most laughed. One slapped me, but the oldest among them, Baba Inua, nodded. He told us that long ago, people would gather at the hill every full moon to pour milk, sing, praise songs, and share kola nut with the land. That hill, he said, was where the moon touched down, a spiritual site. That week, we brought offerings. Old women swept the path with palm fronds. drummers returned to the hill. We sang, we danced, we apologized, and on the 7th night, the moon returned, sickly at first, like a thin fingernail, but enough to light the baobabs again. The hyena was never seen again, but every year since, on the first full moon of planting season, we gather at that hill. We pour milk, we sing the old songs, and if you listen closely, beneath the drums and ululations, you'll hear a single, low laugh, far off, respectful, like someone keeping watch over a grave that's finally been left in peace. Long after the drumming stopped and the laughter faded, the people of Garenwaya still climb the hill where shadows sleep. They pour milk, they sing, they remember, because the moon listens, and somewhere out there beneath the stars, a hyena watches, guarding the grave that was never meant to be dug. In Africa, even silence has a story.